Well, in its bid to restore political stability in Ondo State, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday waded into the months-long crisis between factions loyal to Governor Rotimi Akeredolu and the Deputy Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa. A statement from the presidency outlined the resolution came as a result of marathon negotiations between the president and the deputy governor, representatives of Governor Akeredolu, federal and state lawmakers from Ondo State, officials of the state's chapter of All Progressives Congress, and other stakeholders in the state, while President Tinubu advised all opposing parties to bury the hatchets and embrace peace, eliciting commitments to this effect. In his reaction, Deputy Governor Ayedatiwa, who declared his decision to maintain the status quo and unite all factions, said, "I want to say that I pledge to all of you that I embrace every one of you. I put behind all that has happened before now. I've let go and also let God, just as the president has advised us." Well, Adeswa, you know, I'm coming right to you on this story.
Yes.
It is fantastic to see the president. I mean, he's always said that we are all Nigeria's children.
That is true.
You know, he's always said that we are, children living in different rooms. We should always see each other as, one. And it's good that we're seeing that he's, trying to unite the people of Ondo State.
Yes.
And it's refreshing to also hear Adetiwa saying that he is going to let go and let God.
Yes.
Of course, some of us know the history behind this Ondo State crisis. We know that Governor Akeredolu has been ill for a couple of months. And, but a lot of Nigerians will say, I mean, were you not the NBA president at one point saying that Yar'Adua should recuse himself or, not be president because of his ill health? I mean, what do you make of all of that at this point? Should Akeredolu continue to be Ondo State governor at this point, knowing that he was in support of the removal of Yar'Adua at the time that he was ill?
Yes. I mean, it's definitely not. I don't believe in governance in absentia. I don't believe, that you should be running the Ondo State government from Ibadan. He's not even in his state. And prior to that, he was in Germany for months on end. And I think also, this is the second time the president is wading into a deputy governor and a governor having issues with each other. We've seen that with Wike and Simfabara in the past. I don't think that what is politically good for the APC is necessarily what is good for the people of Ondo State. As we've seen in the statement coming from the State House, he wasn't even negotiating with Akeredolu himself. He was negotiating with the representatives of the governor, which makes me believe that even Akeredolu himself could not even be well enough to be there to engage even with the president on this matter. So I definitely do not think he should. I think he should listen to the advice he gave Yar'Adua all those years ago and hand over for the sake of the people of Ondo State.
All right. Adeswa has said that he thinks he should listen to his advice.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Steve here, is it really right that he remains the governor of the state? What do you make of that? If he hasn't been, people haven't seen him do anything in Ondo State since the time that he's been ill.
He's not been in Ondo State since September 7th, when he returned to the country. If you recall that in June, he did the right thing. He requested for time to be out of the state and out of the country to go on a medical healing, if you like. And he did the right thing by transmitting power to the deputy. He requested for a month. But of course, by July 7th, when he was meant to return, he wrote from wherever he was. People said that he was in Germany, that he needed more time. And that more time was not specific. But it turned out that he eventually returned to the country on September 7th, which meant that I did a whole 3 months out of the state. But when he returned, he went to Ibadan. If you know Governor Akeredolu very well as a lawyer, he's probably more of an Ibadan man than an Ondo man, even though Ondo is his heritage and his ancestry. But he has always lived and practiced in Ibadan. What I don't like is the argument that some of his aides have mustered to say that he's more comfortable in Ibadan, in his private home, than the government house, which they claim is just a 2-bedroom apartment. But how can we begin to now worry about the sort of apartment that the governor has been living? This is his second term. He's got how many months, left? That issue never, cropped up all through the time that he was hale and hearty, all through the time of his first time. But what is more important to me is the manner in which the president has waded in. And I think that there are two ways to look at it. The commendable part of it, given the fact that the president is not just the president of Nigeria, he's also the leader of the APC. Akeredolu and Aiyedatiwa are members of the APC. They are APC governor and deputy governor. So we can't query why the president will wade in to say, hey, all the warring factions, come, let me speak to you. Not just as the president. He doesn't have the power to decree anything to them as such. But as the leader of the party, what he has said is, let me listen to party A and party B. But of course, like Adesua did indicate, it underscores the very point that people are worried about, that Akeredolu was not well enough, apparently, to attend that meeting. His son was there. His wife was not even there. His son was there. The people loyal to him were there. And of course, the deputy governor was there. The funny thing about all this is that when Akeredolu won the election to make him governor of Ondo State, he said categorically that he will hand over power to his deputy, as at that time. But we know that 24 hours is a long time in politics. Anything could have happened. We do not know in those 3 months that he was away what had happened. But of course we know, given the snippets that we have been hearing directly from the wife, directly from a few other people close to him, that Aiyedatiwa, the deputy governor, was nursing ambition. If the governor has been out of town for months, and you are not so sure, because he also did mention that he was not able to communicate with him directly. And as such, we're back to 2009, 2010, yes. When former President Yaradua had pericarditis, and everything was being hazy. It took the intervention of all the governors and the National Assembly to say that no, Vice President Goodluck Jonathan must be made as the law requires to act, as a president and the commander-in-chief. And ultimately, we know what happened to President Jonathan, to President Yaradua in April of 2010. I think that's the logic that Adesua referred to. If Akeredolu, not as a governor then, but as the president of the NBA, and it was categorical that, yes, we know that you love the country. So we're saying to, what a lot of people are saying to Akeredolu, and I guess everybody is saying that really, yes, is that yes, you love Ondo State. You like Ibadan too, that's why you are comfortable in Ibadan among your people. But then you can't love Ondo State more than your health. That was the core message that you said, that you gave to Yaradua at that time. You can't love it, it can't be at the detriment of your own health. I think the first thing will be to come out clean about the state of the health. Is it cancer? What is it that he's dealing with that is not able to stay in the state where he was elected to govern? I mean, this is as moralistic as it can be legalistic. What is the moral basis for staying in another? Are you against governor to Governor Seyi Makinde in Oyo State? Are you conducting the affairs of the state? Are you holding cabinet meetings in Ibadan? I mean, these things are not tidy. And I think part of what people will expect, even though the president has intervened and he says, let's status quo until remain, deputy governor no more was, the deputy governor has assured. But then if anything should happen, is the one that the law, that the constitution recognizes, that will step in. Are we going to pard Governor Akeredolu till the very end? Or what really is the point? Is this about his wife? Is this about his son, who has been moving around, almost like the vice governor, if you like? Or is this about, a powerful special advisor in cabinet who is said to be very close to Governor Akeredolu and therefore, pressing buttons from behind? I think that Ondo State people deserve a lot more than this. If he's not able to continue, I think the proper thing would be to do that which he recommended to President Yar'Adua, it will be to resign.
So at this point, the ball is in his court, because we are seeing Ayedetua saying that he's going to let God, he's going to, not go ahead with his impeachment and all of that. I mean, he was well within his right, correct? Adesua, correct me if I'm wrong, to actually go ahead and try to impeach the governor. At this point, he was well within his right.
I absolutely agree. I think oftentimes people talk about loyalty to the party, to the leadership, or to your principle. But he's an elected public servant. His loyalty is to the people of Ondo State. So if he felt that the people of Ondo State were not being well served by a governor who was not on seat, then he was well within his right as deputy to attempt to impeach the executive governor. If your people have not seen you for months, if your deputy is not even able to communicate with you directly, only through proxy, then
it's a clear case of incapacitation, really. You've not been able to discharge your duties as required by law. That's what it means.
Absolutely. You both have said it all. Absolutely. The ball is in Akeredolu's court at this point. The president has waded in. He's done very well to do that.
Yes.
We're yet to hear from Akeredolu, and we need to hear from him as to how he's going to carry on with Ondo State. Well, all right.